just to kind of lead us into wrapping up and getting you on your way, because we know we shared so much with you today, what I'd like to do is show you 2 web tools you can use with your students, and then we have an evaluation we'd like you to fill out, some resources, and then if we have time, what I'd ultimately like to do is allow each grade band to kind of come together and have conversation, or have conversations at your table to talk a little bit about the resources, and I'll come around. A lot of what you heard during the course of today, I've done those things with my students, so if you have questions and maybe some classroom tips, I'm happy to share those with you. Okay, so there are two online tools that can get students to know and understand and love their soils in their backyard. One is called Web Soil Survey, and the other one's called Soil Web. Web Soil Survey is an NRCS tool, and it's very, I'm going to say it's user-friendly. Maybe it's user-friendly because I've used it so much, but there are tutorials on the site, and you go to the site for Web Soil Survey and then click the green button, and it will take you right there. And then there's a place you put in your address. You can put it in just your regular address or by latitude and longitude. And it's going to take you right to your spot. And essentially what you're going to do is put a box around your spot, and it's going to tell you anything and everything about your soil. The magic green button.
After the purple page.
Okay, we go to our current location. Oh, look at this. That's new. And then view. All right, city center. So what this is where we're going to be identifying what we want to look at. And what you want to look at is called an AOI. An AOI is an area of interest. Again, you're going to have, there's a handout online, I don't think in the book though, on how to walk students through this if you wanted to use it with your students. And so you can just print out the PDF of it, and it's going to walk you through and walk students through both of them, both this Web Soil Survey as well as the other one. So you want to create what's called an AOI, and so it's area of interest, and that's that rubber band box. And so I'm just going to put a big old rubber band box around that, and it's thinking, and this now has green lines all over it. And then the next step is going to go to soil map. And what it does, it actually will show you it's with the different types of soil. So I know it's difficult with the lighting in here, but these orange lines delineate the different soils in the different places. Well, the next step, oh, thanks, Jim. So here's one soil, there's another one, here's another one, so there's different soils around that water body. And then you can learn. It tells you what percentage of this AOI is each one of these different soils. So urban land is the biggest one. And they're hyperlinked. And you can learn a lot more about them by clicking on the hyperlink. So it's going to tell you all about the soil. And you can do what's called Soil Data Explorer. So anybody who's working with land use needs to consider their soils in making those decisions. I think every planning board member that's voted in needs to know how to use this before they make decisions about what they put in their backyard. Like in my community, we're growing warehouses right now, which is pretty annoying. But what you can do is look at, and from the soils that are here, you can find out whether or not they're good or suitable for that particular thing. So it might be suitable for recreation, like a park, but might not be suitable for basements. So if a new development's going in a place where they shouldn't be putting in basements, they shouldn't put them in. It's for a reason. And it could be that the soils are so compact and maybe high in clays and there's no drainage. So that's this whole Explorer piece over here. Again, the handout's going to walk you through it and also walk your students through it. I mentioned that there's 2 of them, and this is Soil Web from the UC Davis folks. Here we go. It's a little bit different. Okay. What you're going to be doing here instead, and this is again delineating the soils, and what's so fascinating is that even your small distance from where you are, it's a different soil. But you can zoom to location, you can put in a particular location. What's different about this is you can actually get a picture of the profile. And you can get a picture of, they talked about cations earlier today. You can actually get a picture of the profile cation exchange. You can get a profile of the pH as it changes in the profile. So this one is going to give you the profiles where you don't get those on the web soil survey. Again, the directions are on that sheet that's going to be in the pack.
This is the site, and we've got information on soil basics, soil by subject. Some of them you heard today. Some general information that it'll take you to links to different pages where we've built some additional information. Soils around the world talks about, to bring that more global context, talks about soils around the world and the different types of soil around the world. So you can click into those and get more information. But if you, and the drop down to state soils. So we've developed a state soils booklet for every state in the country and Puerto Rico and Guam. So you just go, and there's a word search and there's an activity and worksheet that you can integrate with students reading about soils. So you can click on one. I hope Illinois comes up. Drummer. Drummer is the Illinois state soil. So it talks, every single booklet has the same template. So it'll talk a little bit about the history of the state soil, what it is, where is it, why is it important. You heard about CLORP, about soil formation. It talks about how Drummer was formed and some of the ecoregions. And then it's got a glossary and more resources. So there's one for every single state. Okay. Then, kind of the exciting thing, soil and people. And then one of the things we've been working on is this lessons and activities site, and this search in particular. 2 years ago, we redid this search, so it's actually now a database. So you can go in and select your grade level, select the topic, select the resource type. You can put in the standards if you need that. And it will then give you all of the different activities, lessons, whatever it might be. They're not all ours, but everything that we have here, our scientists have vetted to make sure the information or the science is sound. And if you'd like, you can even go and set up a binder where you can come in and add more, and so you don't have to search for the same things every single time. So take a little bit of time to check that out. Then your book, your No Soil, No Life book, as I think we've said, it's really designed for high school introductory soils classes. But what we did in the last couple of years was develop an educator's guide, and we actually have it housed at CERC. So you can click on the link, and it'll go to the CERC site, and every single chapter in the book has a corresponding chapter in the educator's guide. And if you wanted to go into physical properties, you wanted to do a little bit more learning yourself, you can get a summary. There is a PowerPoint. There are materials you can print. There's an overview, which is very similar to what's in your workbook. And so there's one for every chapter, and it's all free. Almost all of the resources on here are free, with the exception of the books, which you have. Okay, and then couple of other things really quickly. Go back to the beginning. We also have the Ask a Scientist. So K-12 students and teachers can click on this link. You can put in a question. It goes to a group of our members who have said they're willing to answer questions. And if you want a soil scientist to visit your classroom, an email will be generated, and it'll actually come to me, and I will look for a soil scientist in your area who may be willing to come to your classroom. We have a glossary that we're working on updating over the next year, and a soil store if you want to buy more books, if you want to buy, we have rolls of I Heart Soil stickers, 250 of them for like $20. And the $20 just goes to fund all of these cool things that we do for you. So anyway, that is all of our resources on Soils for Teachers. Like I said, they're almost all at no charge. We have a Soils for Kids site as well. Some of the same resources are on there. Some of them have some other more fun things that they can do, or like ideas for science fair experiments. So that's another option as well. But those are our resources for you. I hope you enjoy them. And if you have any questions about them, you can always email me.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.